Before I start showing the top 15 heroes, I want to briefly explain how I made the standard for damage over time heroes, where in my opinion, there are 3 aspects that a good damage over time heroes needs. The assessment mainly starts from mana speed, in my opinion. The faster the hero's mana generation, the better it is, but even if they have very slow mana generation, I don't think it's a big deal. The second standard is target hit. As my definition of damage over time, they are heroes who are able to reduce their opponent's chances of survival. So if more enemies are affected by damage over time, then the chances of winning will be much greater. And the third is damage rate. In my opinion, damage rate is the main point of a damage over time, where they must at least have a rapid and deadly progressive damage effect. However, a combination of buff and debuff effects will also be needed, because these effects will greatly affect the battle, and of course I will include these aspects in the extra point count for the damage over time assessment. And after knowing the assessment method, let's take a look at the top 15 damage over time in 2024, which I divide into 3 categories, namely low, medium, and heavy damage over time heroes. Nogu is a legendary hero, nature element, ranger class, and comes from the champions family. Based on the damage over time rating standard, Nogu has a damage over time score of 7.0 and is ranked 15th in the damage over time list of 2024. Hilda is a legendary hero, holy element, fighter class, and comes from the gargoyle family. Based on the damage over time rating standard, Hilda has a damage over time score of 7.1 and is ranked 14th in the damage over time list of 2024. Rust is a legendary hero, fire element, paladin class, and comes from the fox family. Based on the damage over time rating standard, Rust has a damage over time score of 7.1 and is ranked 13th in the damage over time list of 2024. Atlanteia costume is a legendary hero, ice element, rogue class, and comes from the Nightmares of Atlantis family. Based on the damage over time rating standard, Atlanteia costume has a damage over time score of 7.3 and is ranked 12th in the damage over time list of 2024. Vincent is a legendary hero, ice element, wizard class, and comes from the gargoyle family. Based on the damage over time rating standard, Vincent has a damage over time score of 7.8 and is ranked 11th in the damage over time list of 2024. Armel is a legendary hero, ice element, ranger class, and comes from the bear family. Based on the damage over time rating standard, Armel has a damage over time score of 8.0 and is ranked 10th in the damage over time list of 2024. Pip is a legendary hero, nature element, rogue class, and comes from the Garrison family. Based on the damage over time rating standard, Pip has a damage over time score of 8.1 and is ranked 9th in the damage over time list of 2024. Gwynn is a legendary hero, holy element, sorcerer class, and comes from the Construct family. Based on the damage over time rating standard, Gwynn has a damage over time score of 8.2 and is ranked 8th in the damage over time list of 2024. Slimgo is a legendary hero, ice element, rogue class, and comes from the Slime family. Based on the damage over time rating standard, Slimgo has a damage over time score of 8.2 and is ranked 7th in the damage over time list of 2024. Verus is a legendary hero, nature element, ranger class, and comes from the owl family. Based on the damage over time rating standard, Verus has a damage over time score of 8.4 and is ranked 6th in the damage over time list of 2024. Daroga is a legendary hero, nature element, monk class, and comes from the opera family. Based on the damage over time rating standard, Daroga has a damage over time score of 8.4 and is ranked 5th in the damage over time list of 2024. Umeko is a legendary hero, dark element, sorcerer class, and comes from the ninja family. Based on the damage over time rating standard, Umeko has a damage over time score of 8.6 and is ranked 4th in the damage over time list of 2024. Skarn is a legendary hero, ice element, rogue class, and comes from the construct family. Based on the damage over time rating standard, Skarn has a damage over time score of 8.8 and is ranked 3rd in the damage over time list of 2024. Craum is a legendary hero, nature element, druid class, and comes from the super elemental family. Based on the damage over time rating standard, Craum has a damage over time score of 8.8 and is ranked 2nd in the damage over time list of 2024. Whitefang is a legendary hero, ice element, ranger class, and comes from the fox family. Based on the damage over time rating standard, Whitefang has a damage over time score of 8.9 and is ranked 1st in the damage over time list of 2024. So based on this damage over time rating, which one do you think is the best damage over time heroes in 2024? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section of this video. And don't forget to subscribe so you can get the latest notifications from me regarding the top heroes of 2024 and other categories. And we'll meet again in the next Empires and Puzzles video.
Stay with